Sustainable fashion is ugly. Hi guys and welcome to my channel, and today I'm wearing this kurti slash dress by Ancestry Store, which is a sustainable brand, and these jeans which are pre-loved. In today's video, we're going to talk about some myths that are related to sustainable fashion, and it was high time that we debunk them. Earlier, I made a similar video related to sustainable living, and I wanted to include more about sustainable fashion as well because people have so many stigmas about sustainable fashion that we have to clear. So, here's this video today. Let's get started on the myths. Let's go. Myth number 1: buying from sustainable fashion brands is the best way to reduce your fashion footprint. Wrong. Wrong, wrong. The best way to reduce your fashion footprint is by buying less. It doesn't matter whether you're buying sustainable or you're buying from fast fashion, as long as you're indulging in overconsumption. Overconsumption leads to a higher fashion footprint. You can always restyle, rewear, repeat, and swap your clothes with your friends, and even repair your old clothes to give them a new look instead of buying new. Remember, you don't have to buy sustainable just so that you could reduce your fashion footprint. You just have to make use of what you already have in a way that you are giving life to it. Buying from sustainable brands or buying new at all should be the last option. Myth number 2: the more premium the brand is, the less likely it is that the workers are employed. So, premium labels have similar or source their garments from the same factory as to where the fast fashion brands get their clothes made. This means that everything from their workers' rights to the conditions that they live in and the conditions that they work in are very much similar to that of fast fashion brands. This means that everything from the workers' rights to the conditions that they work in can be exploitative irrespective of the price of the brand. Myth number 3: your online returns are resold to customers. It's often cheaper for the companies to burn and incinerate the clothes instead of repackaging them and reselling them. And the labels do not donate these clothes because of the fear of cheapening their brand and also damaging their exclusivity. Myth number 4: the first step to a sustainable wardrobe is removing all the fast fashion you already own. Sustainable fashion, like I said before, is about using what you have and making your already existing garments last. Even if you have fast fashion in your wardrobe, it is best that you use it till its very end. You have to make your clothes last, and you can do the same by repairing them, restyling them, re-wearing them, and by not getting rid of what you already own. When you're going through a closet, do remember to see what type of clothes you're into. Discover your style. For me, my style has been shorts, pajamas, and tops for the past 1 year because we could not go out of the house. But I think I'm still trying to figure out what type of clothing I'm into. But yeah, use your clothes as much as you can. Have less washing cycles, wash with cold water, choose air dry over machine drying, and most of all, make them last. Myth number 5: you have to buy from sustainable fashion brands to participate in the sustainable fashion movement. I've said this many times before and I'll say it again. The system that we're living in, the whole system that we have, whether it's of fashion, whether it's of food, whether it's of lifestyle, the system is made in such a way that we cannot be perfect environmentalists or perfect slow fashion enthusiasts. So it's always important to remember that, when we're in this movement, it's not necessary that we have to buy sustainable fashion or purchase ethical clothing. We can also be consumer activists. Do you know what that means? I will be planning on making another video about consumer activists, but it is basically people who contact brands, who DM them, who mail them, and ask them about their current policies related to workers, related to the planet, related to the people, as well as the animals. So, while in this movement, it's not necessary that you have to invest a lot of money or just invest in something that you might not even use, which just because it's sustainable, you're buying it. But you have to be more conscious, because at the end, the aim should be to be conscious consumers and just supporting the cause as is. You can also participate in this by buying less, by repairing, by mending, by swapping, and by renting clothes. You don't have to buy new just to be part of this movement. Myth number 6: sustainable fashion is expensive. There are a number of ways that you can get involved in this movement without actually buying anything new. Borrow, swap, rent. So there are different ways that you can get involved in this whole movement, and I think sustainable fashion does not necessarily have to be expensive as you're told it is, because it's not about buying new, it's about making what you have last a long time. It's about buying second hand, buying, renting, borrowing, repairing, and in the long run you'll see that you're saving up so much money just by following sustainable fashion. So don't fall under a phase that you have to buy everything that's sustainable. No. So obviously see where you can get clothes which are second hand. Look for thrift shops. We have so many thrift shops on Instagram as well, so give them a look out and do not buy anything new that you don't really need. Sustainable fashion is ugly. The perception that sustainable fashion is ugly or is for hippies and is not trendy is totally false. Sustainable fashion, like I said before, is anything that is thrifted, bought second hand, or repaired, and not necessarily the style that is associated with it. So it could also be a Gucci garment that was actually second hand, that is also sustainable. We have a lot of brands coming up today who are trying to focus on accessibility and giving you the same designs, similar designs, which are sustainable, like this amazing beautiful thing that I'm wearing today. We are now done with clearing the myths about sustainable fashion, and I would like to take a moment to address these beautiful French braids that I have made. It took me a lot of time, and I washed my hair today, so not the ideal day to make braids for curly hair, but I think they do look nice. And let me know in the comments below later on which one of the following myths did you think was true. And that was it. I hope you're keeping safe, and bye.